Underway at 12:34, and we're about 6 or 7 minutes ahead of schedule at the moment, so that's good news. We've got the X30 Mini coming up, followed by the Honda Cadet. Then we'll have a lunch break of about 30 or 40 minutes. Then we'll come back afterwards for the final round of heats and the final races, the A finals, far into the B finals, taking place this weekend at Wilton Mills. So the X30 Mini Heat 2. Luke Weston starts on pole ahead of William Cordell. Daniel Bolton is in third ahead of Finley Dunn. Jamie Perry in P5. P6 is Lewis Hawley. 7th, Lucas Ellingham. 8th, Bradley Beavers. 9th, AJ Arnold. 10th, Judith Pernehuff, according to the timesheets, although Judith Pernehuff didn't take part in the first heat, so it remains to be seen if Jude will be in heat number 2. Keaton Shields, 11th. 12th is Ben Jenkins. 13th will be Harvey Ribby, ahead of Drew Davidson in 14th. Drew was involved in one of a few collisions which happened in the last race and I think didn't reach the end. Teddy Thomas, 15th. Christian Brooks will be in P16. 17th, Ellis Bourchier. 18th, Ben Cochran. 19th will be Callum Tanner, ahead of 20th, Oliver Cottam, who is the novice. So the lead to Luke Weston is for number 65, and 84 is William Cordell. They make their way round the final corner, and they get away first time for the second heat of the X30 Mini, and all racing quite close together, but by the looks of it, no contact, so everyone manages to make it through quite cleanly. And Luke Weston stays in the lead. I think Daniel Bolton's got up into second, so I'm not quite sure what's happened to William Cordell, who appears to have fallen a few places. And indeed, it's now actually Daniel Bolton, I think, has got into the lead. The number 43 is leading the way, so Daniel Bolton leads ahead of Luke Weston in the number 65. And a move going up the inside into the boost in the midfield. I think that was a move on Jamie Perry, who's just lost out. So they cross the line, and this is Daniel Bolton leading ahead of Luke Weston. William Cordell third. Lucas Ellingham's jumped up 4 places into 4th. 5th is Lewis Hawley. And there's a move going for second, but William Cordell doesn't get past Luke Weston, those two who started on the front row. But he has another look, does William Cordell, and I think gets it, but forces Luke Weston off the track. They both lose places, and Lucas Ellingham and Louis Hornsley are the two who have made up the ground and gone up into second and third by the looks of things. But William Cordell, I think, just ran. Well, one of them ran the other off the road, and both of them lost out. Luke Weston still ahead, and there was a tap up the back there. I think the number 88, maybe Ben Cochran, was involved in that, a bit of a tap. I know Ben Cochran's much further back. I didn't quite see who it was, but someone riding on the back of one of the other racers. So they all do fall backwards. But Daniel Bolton is comfortably leading the way at the moment. But then the battle behind him for second is Lucas Ellingham ahead of Louis Hawley in the number 38. The 73 is Keaton Shields in P4. And those three all fighting very closely in the battle for second. And there's a small gap back to number 26, which is Finley Dunn. But the gaps are all closing. We're all setting personal best at the early stage of this race. Keaton Shields, the fastest of them all at the moment. Keaton Shields is in P4 and stays in P4. Doesn't think about having a move to try and get past Louis Hawley into third. But Louis Hawley is right behind the number 39 of Lucas Ellingham. They're very closely matched at the moment in the battle for second. And now Keaton Shields goes up the inside of Louis Hawley into third place and makes it stick, going round the double left-hander on the infield section. So Keaton Shields into third. Will he try and now catch Lucas Ellingham to get into second? While all that's going on, Daniel Bolton's building a bit of a lead. He starts his 4th lap. Lucas Ellingham actually went quickest, though, on that last lap, so he's narrowed the gap down to second. So here we go, he goes up the inside, and it's fairly straightforward. They both run a little bit wide, but Lucas Ellingham, Cian Shields managing to make that place stick quite comfortably. Back live now, and they are catching up with Lucas Ellingham. That's for number 16 of Callum Tanner, who's had to pull off the track. So his race looks to be over on the start-finish straight. Daniel Bolton leading the way, second place is Lucas Ellingham. Although we're looking further back, and there's Bradley Beavers, who's made a move on Finley Dunn on that last lap to move up into P6. And Cian Shields has just set a fastest lap of the race, and now he's going to make a move to go into second. He's got past Lucas Ellingham going into turn 3. So he set a fastest lap of any one of the race and has now moved up into second. And that's relegated Lucas Ellingham into third place, just ahead of Louis Hawley, who's in fourth. And now will Cian Shields rather, be trying to close that gap to the leader. Daniel Bolton's had it all fairly straightforward. He's been setting personal bests, similar sort of lap times to the guys behind him, but they haven't really been challenging him. Well, now he could face a challenge from Cian Shields. Across the line, that's another fastest lap from Cian Shields, so that's 2 in a row. And the gap just over half a second. On your screen, we're looking kind of at the battle for 8th position, which is Jude Fernehoff, who has started this race. Didn't take part in the first, but is involved in the second. And has just made a move, I think, to go up into 7th position. It's just behind Harvey Ribby is Jude at the moment. So Harvey Ribby might actually be in P8 ahead of Jude Fernehoff. Not quite sure. But as they come across the line, we'll get the order of everyone. And out in front, that gap still coming down. Another fastest for Cian Shields. It's now just 4 tenths behind the leader, Daniel Bolton. But Harvey Ribby's in P8 ahead of Jude Fernehoff. Jude Fernehoff for number 12. But Jude is going to lose a place, I think, to Christian Brooks, who's just made that move past going into turn 3. So Christian Brooks moves up now into P9. It's a good move going into turn 3, fairly straightforward one in the end, going up the inside. There's a yellow flag out on the infield section. I think there may be a cart off. There's a cart off the track on the entrance to the infield section, the left-hander of turn 7. Anyway, battle for the lead. Cian Shields has been setting fastest lap after fastest lap and is now right on the tail of Daniel Bolton. This one not the fastest lap, but still much quicker, 3 tenths, and it's closed the gap. And it looks like Cian Shields is going to make that move, going into the lead. Forces Daniel Bolton wide on the entrance, gets his way past, and there's the lead for Cian Shields, who started this race down in 11th place, but has been making a few moves here and there. And it sets fastest lap after fastest lap to now take the lead from Daniel Bolton, another driver who's just come off. So AJ Arnold, I think, is one of the ones who's been forced to retire. AJ Arnold now a lap down on the timing screens. And there it is, Cian Shields leading from Daniel Bolton, Lucas Ellingham 3rd, Louis Hawley in 4th, Drew Davidson's P5 ahead of Bradley Beavers. The number 84 is William Cordell, who started this race in 2nd, but has now had to retire, unfortunately. And Cian Shields has got into the lead, but hasn't been able to make much of a gap. Daniel Bolton still right on Cian's tail. Behind them, there's another battle. This is the battle for P5, which is involving Drew Davidson, Bradley Beavers, and I think Finley Dunn is in that mix as well. Leading pack come across the line. 8 seconds to go, so we'll get 2 more laps from them in the X30 Mini. So Drew Davidson's the number 20 who's leading this trio at the moment. The number 26 is Finley Dunn, and he's looking at making a move on Bradley Beavers, but can't quite get past. The 29 is Bradley Beavers, 26 is Finley Dunn. And they battle for 5th position. But no changes among the 3 of them. But as they battle, it means some of the drivers behind number 82 of Christian Brooks can close up a bit. I wonder if he'll be looking to make a move on any of them as they head in towards the final lap, which the leader, Cian Shields, has just come up to take the start of the last lap ahead of Daniel Bolton, who sets a personal best, but only 0.03 of a second the difference between the 2 of them on that last lap. So will Daniel Bolton try and make a move? He doesn't into turn 3. And behind them, Lucas Ellingham is leading the way from Louis Hawley, so they're still very closely matched in the battle for 3rd. And Lucas Ellingham defending, knowing that it's the final lap, not giving Louis Hawley the chance to get past. But it is very close. And Daniel Bolton has, in the midst of all that, got through. He's got past Cian Shields on the final lap. Daniel Bolton takes the lead going into the boot, and he's going to take it round the last couple of corners. I don't know that Cian Shields will be able to come back at him. And it looks as though Daniel Bolton's going to take the lead, and he's going to take the race win in Heat 2 for the X30 Mini. Lucas Ellingham finishes 3rd ahead of Louis Hawley. Drew Davison finishes 5th. Ben Cochran, a few places dropped there for a few of the drivers. So Drew Davison 5th, Christian Brooks makes up a place or 2 to finish in P6. 7th was Bradley Beavers, 8th Finley Dunn, 9th Harvey Ribby, 10th was Jude Fernehuff, which is where Jude started. 11th Ben Cochran, 12th Ben Jenkins, 13th was Luke Weston, 14th Teddy Thomas, 15th Ellis Bouchier, 15th was Oliver Cotton, the novice, who started at the back and moved up from 20th to 16th. 17th, Jamie Perry, 18th, and not finishing was William Cordell, ahead of AJ Arnold, who retired, and Callum Tanner, who didn't reach the end as well. So let's just have a look as they went through. I was looking at the battle behind, but Daniel Bolton made the move to go through past Cian Shields going into turn 6. So it was a good move by Daniel Bolton, who won the race on the last lap from Cian Shields. Cian Shields had done really well, had battled up from starting in 11th and was setting fastest lap after fastest lap.